We're back with Tim Mercer, and he's going to tell us a little bit about a favorited artifact from Bellwood.
Thanks, Maya. What we're going to show you today was actually probably one of the most remembered and talked about architectural features of Bellwood that is no longer here, especially when you talk to our alumni. Everybody seems to remember the glass hallway. So where we're standing right now is the newer portion that was built in 1963. But to connect this addition onto the existing building, the original high school, which was built in the 1930s, they decided to build a hallway referred to as a glass hallway. So we're again standing at the entrance, on the new addition. If you look across, you can see matching doors on what is now our new high school building. But I want to show you a picture I was able to find of the glass hallway. Now, this is during the demolition period of it, but the one side of the glass hallway was actual pane glass windows the whole way down. And on the back side, you could see there originally was lockers here. They've removed the lockers, so that wall was more solid and was glass on top of it. And it actually, if you really look closely behind that, you can see trees. So there was a small courtyard that was behind the glass hallway in between the original high school building.
So right there where the wall is, that was where the lockers are.
Correct.
And then behind that was the courtyard?
Yes. Where you see now through the window, this was the newest addition that was built in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. So that did not exist here. It was simply a glass hallway that went bound through here. Now, Maya, what I have is a picture, again, of the original high school building that was built in the 1930s. Martin Street would be out front here. You can see how far back it sat. Much different than what it is now, because actually where this area is the new high school gymnasium. But here you can see how that building ran east and west. And then back in this back, you can see the addition, which is where we're standing right now, that was built in 1963, 1964. And unfortunately you can't see, but between these two buildings is where our glass hallway connects. So it also ran east and west. And when you came across the glass hallway into the original structure, the original high school, there was a set of steps, and these were referred to as the one-way steps. You had to go up the steps, and then they'd walk a hallway on the second floor, clear down to the far end, and then there was another set of steps that were the down steps. And God forbid if you went up the down steps, because then you were disciplined for that. But that kind of puts it into perspective where the glass hallway is.
And then is this the district office door now?
No, this building doesn't even exist anymore. Our new high school actually runs north and south. So when you come across from the school that was built in 1963 over, again, this one was running east and west. This building is completely gone now. They ran it now north and south, and then they put the addition out front with the gymnasium and the cafeteria. So the district office doors would actually be much closer to Main Street or Martin Street, and because this large grass field does not exist anymore. But I wanted to just to show you, this would have been the other connecting side of the glass hallway. These were our original stairway that I was telling you, our steps. This would have been the up steps. Again, when you came across the glass hallway, you could either continue through on the first floor hallway, or if you wanted to get to the second floor, you had to go up here. But if you wanted to come back down, you'd be at the far end, you had to come down. You were not allowed to come down these steps. It was just up. So again, picture we're back in 1984, and we're going up the upstairs, up to see what's up there.
Only going up.
Only going up.
Just up.
All right, Maya, so we're now at the top of the steps. And again, the original construction from 1930s, this hallway would have continued straight through. And we would have had classrooms on both sides. We would have had English classes on the left. We would have had the original home economics classes on the right. There was some math classes also on the left and right, all the way down. And this hallway would have probably went, say 100 yards or so, and then you would have come to the end of the building, again running north or east and west, and then you would have taken a set of steps matching this down. And I have one other picture, Maya, I wanted to show you, that this is, to our right over here is the building we're standing in now. And you can see this is all new construction. And when I talked about this building now running north and south, again, the other building, the original high school, before it was torn down, would have ran the same direction as this addition, would have went out east and west. So you walked across right here at this opening, right across on the outside of this addition over to where I was standing. And now this is a big courtyard with a greenhouse in it that we can see from out this doorway.
Is this from when we put the courtyard in?
This is
because this is the new building too.
Correct. This was all right after it was done. This was probably when they were doing the landscaping.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they were all backfilling this in and making this into a courtyard. Because a lot of traffic, foot traffic, went through this glass hallway, so you were always running across different friends, and it was kind of special to have a locker in the glass hallway. Maya, we just left down here where the glass hallway intersected with the addition that was put on in 1963. So as we walk back, I wanted to share with you where some of the existing structure and how they've modified some of the classrooms today.
Okay.
So we come down here, and in this area was, in the 1980s, early 1980s, was the FFA room in this. You can see some of the original lockers. This ramp back in the early 1980s was not here. This was put in after the fact. At the very top of these steps, this was a faculty lounge.
This one?
This one right here. It's now a makerspace office or classroom.
These were used by the high school students?
These would have been used by the high school students. This is the original shop class, still being used for industrial arts and shop. Now, to my left would have been our biology rooms, Mrs. Fisher's biology room. Now it has been redone. It's the media center. And if you look how deep that is, that would have actually been the courtyard that we just talked about that was on the other side of the glass hallway. But now it's all part of the media center.
So the boys would have been sitting in grass?
The boys would have been sitting in grass where they're at right now, because this would have only been as deep as a classroom.
Okay.
So now we continue down through. To our right is the original bus port where all the buses would drop off. That's still being used as the bus port where all of the students that ride buses come in through. And to our left, this is now the high school office. This was chemistry classes. And the other major change was we have our home economics and our special education rooms over here to our right. This was back again in the 1980s, this was the library for the school. It was a rather large room. And I want to show you down here where they added on. If you really pay attention to the walls, you'll see this brick that was used.
Yeah.
And it comes down. And look at the change here between this brick and this brick. This would have been a wall. This is where the original school would have stopped.
Yeah.
And from this point forward did not exist. This would have been a parking lot that would be between here and the auditorium.
Okay.
Okay, Maya, now this is actually our new main entrance for the high school. And I'll show you what you have to do to enter the school. There's actually a double set of locked doors here. So somebody that comes to visit now has to be buzzed in through these doors. They come here, they come to the greeter window, and they meet with the greeter. They're given a pass to go through this set of doors as well. But again, directly behind me would be the auditorium, the new gymnasium.
Yeah. And we use this now for kind of like visitors that come in, they get their tickets here. We get our tickets here for games in the gym, and we come in this way for school in the morning. So it's just a nice little addition.
Right.
And, okay, Tim, so I have one question.
Yes.
So if this is kind of like the general area of where people could come in to get to a game or like to the auditorium.
Right.
What is that?
Well, that actually is referred to as the $1 million hallway. And there's a pretty interesting story behind that as to why it exists.